Alright, hello everyone. This is Mushroom Tornado. I am doing a NASCAR Heat 4 season Let's Play, and I'm doing race length at 25% max difficulty, and 2 times normal for fuel and tires, just so I can have multiple pit stops in one race. Probably, usually 2 or 3, depending on cautions. But yeah, so obviously, I'm not the best at qualifying, as you might be able to tell. I'm starting 30th, that's not too good. But I suppose we'll just have to see where this goes. And so if I do really bad, that's why. I'm on the highest difficulty possible, so anyway. I guess enough talk, let's just get into it now.
Alright, man. You're coming to the green. Ready? Green flag. Got a car low now.
And here we are, Daytona 500.
Hold that line, driver.
And I am about to wreck right at the start. Wow, that was nuts. That could have been really bad. Don't think, it doesn't look like I damaged my car from that. Yeah, these tracks are notorious for big wrecks. You can easily have 10, 15 cars in a pile up. You just see how close together they are, and then going like 200 miles per hour. And that's just what happens. So it's funny because they're usually the easiest tracks to drive on video games, but in real life, they're some of the scariest tracks. Yeah. Can't speak for NASCAR drivers, but I'm pretty sure a lot of times they don't look forward to these super speedways, Daytona and Talladega. So you always have to be worried. One small mistake can cause a pile up and cost you your race. And well, as we saw from Ryan Newman back in February, that can even cause serious injury. And that isn't even talk about what happened to Dale Earnhardt all those years ago. Safety's come a long way, but still, those wrecks are scary. So anyway, 50 laps, that's the length of this race, because the normal race would be 200 laps, and I'm on 25% now. Some people might ask why, or how in the world do you not get bored just doing this over and over? Well, it's just because I enjoy it, alright? I think it's one of those things you either like it or you don't. And in this case, I find it relaxing, and well, I've liked NASCAR video games for pretty much most of my life. Like, remember when I was little, like, I'd go to a friend's house and play NASCAR, I don't know, like 2000 or so on his PS1, and yeah. And then I finally got a PS2 in NASCAR 08, 09 on that, and I played that for a while. Nostalgia definitely still comes back. I will say, NASCAR 08, 09 on the PS2, those, sure, they had their flaws, but the graphics in terms of the wrecks were really nice. Like, wrecks actually looked realistic in terms of the damage and whatnot. So, I'm really impressed with how they did on that game. There's one thing I'd suggest to future NASCAR games is definitely make sure that the damage looks realistic. Anyway. And I don't think any of us pit under that caution unless maybe someone wrecked, probably, yeah. They probably pits, but so I guess there probably was a wreck if there was a caution, because I don't think debris would have fallen at this point. Hello, Jimmy Johnson. Part of the reason I've gotten back into NASCAR is because I heard that Jimmy Johnson was retiring, and well, I used to be into NASCAR till they stages, and yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, so I'm not doing stages in this. I'm just doing a single single race each time, like none of that stages stuff, because I don't like that a person can win like 2 stages, not win the race, but still get more points than the winner of the race. Like that just makes no sense. I say this like using an analogy, like I'm a Falcons fan. Super Bowl 51 still makes me mad thinking about it. But yeah, like Falcons were in the lead for the entire event pretty much until the very end. So, but with NASCAR's logic, it's almost like they give the Falcons the Super Bowl victory because they held the lead for most of the game. No, it doesn't matter who's leading most of the event. It matters who's leading at the end. So yeah, oh, and it looks like I almost got spun out there. If this was real NASCAR, I wouldn't be surprised if that person would got spun out. These tracks, it's very easy to. I think these cars are a little bit too stable. I mean, I don't know for sure. Never actually really looked into that, but it would seem like it. Anyway. But yeah, Jimmy Johnson, because he's retiring, I decided I would go ahead and, even though I don't like the stages, I would go and start watching it again. And I hope that this outbreak, that it resolves in time. I mean, obviously, that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is help protect the population, especially the people who are really susceptible to this virus. But yeah, in regards to NASCAR, Jimmy Johnson, this is his final season. He might not get to race all of it. And yeah, and he's been my favorite driver for 12, 13 years maybe. I can't remember exactly. I think since 2007. And I was fairly little back then. I won't disclose my age at the moment, but you get the idea. I was kind of young back then, so, and I've been into NASCAR on and off since then, and yeah, Jimmy Johnson's been my favorite for a while, so I just hope that he gets his 8th championship. I hope so, but that's only, I guess we'll find out. I mean, he definitely did pretty well, I'd say, the first few races, like much more promising, I think, than the last 2 seasons. Yeah, one thing I'll say is, like, I put this on max difficulty. Super speedways are still, it's much easier to race than it is to qualify, I've noticed. Like, I keep qualifying in the back on these things, but when it comes to the race, I just fly through the pack like it's nothing almost. Now, part of that's just because they're close together. Cars bump each other, slow each other down, block each other. Because as you can see now, we're battling for the lead, but
stay low, stay low.
anyway, let's see, 14 laps of fuel, so we've got, so that means pitting around lap 25-ish, so assuming there's not a caution before then. So if we stay on the green, we might or might not be able to make it for only 1 pit stop. I don't really know. It's like it's at the point where it's just like if you were to try to pit at the halfway point, you'd be like just right at the brink of running out of fuel at the end of the race if you didn't pit the second time. But with cautions and all, it's usually end up pitting a couple of times at least. And then on most of these races at 25%, because I'm doing 2 times normal, you'll end up doing twice on normal. I think. Anyway, whoa, ooh. Man, somebody got a big boost. Hello, Johnson. Come on, Johnson, let's be draft partners. You can help me stay in the lead. Maybe I'll let you lead a lap as long as you make sure to return the favor on the last lap.
Stay on the bottom. All right, you're clear there.
Come on, let's get past him. Let's get past Ryan Preece. Yeah, some of these names I'm not as familiar with. I mean, I know a lot of the drivers, but since I kind of stopped watching for a few years, a couple of the drivers I'm a little rusty, or some of the new drivers as well. But yeah. Alright. See. That really the entire pack right there, wow. It just shows just how close together we are. We're going super fast, 200 miles an hour when we're drafting, 200 plus, so yeah. Like I said, you can see why wrecks can be pretty big at these tracks.
Careful, still there. You got room, you're clear.
And oh no, that ain't good. Don't want him to see if he falls back like that, then he's going to gain momentum, and then he's going to catch up to me and pass me. Because on these super speedways where you rely so much on the drafts, it's actually counterintuitive to gain a big lead on the second place car, because then they're going to draft, and then they're going to gain a lot of momentum. While meanwhile, you don't have the draft, so you'll be going like 10 miles per hour slower, so that means they can catch up to you and just fly past you. You can fall back to like 10th or 15th or so. I mean, you see, like, just look at the 2007 Daytona 500 finish, for instance. I can't remember where he came from. Kevin Harvick, he won that race, but he gained like a whole bunch of spots on the very last lap. Like, these kind of finishes at super speedways are definitely really unpredictable, which in my mind makes them the most exciting races to watch. But at the same time, I think a lot of drivers, I can't say this, obviously I'm not a NASCAR driver, but from what I understand, a lot of NASCAR drivers don't really look forward to these super speedways, probably because of the wrecks and all. And it's just so much luck based at that point. Like, you can get a great strategy, but if you just happen to be caught in the big one, as they term those wrecks, yeah, you're out of luck. And that can happen in any race. You can get into a wreck, but especially these super speedways, there's just no predicting it. Well, anyway, got 9 laps of fuel, so don't have to pit just yet, but we gotta start thinking about it. There goes Jimmy Johnson, taking the lead. It looks like I'm gonna get it right back. See, this is what I mean about it being exciting. Imagine this on the last lap, and this happened before in some of my previous races. You're battling for the lead. All comes down to the last second.
Car there on the outside. Got one peeking outside.
And there goes Johnson again. Ooh. Oh, no. We are not wrecking like that. We better not. No. Ryan Preece, you can get away. I want to draft Johnson.
Stay on the bottom. Clear all around there.
Here. Let him lead a lap, I guess. Let him lead a lap, then I'll try to take the lead again. He's my favorite driver. I gotta give him that. It's actually, I don't know how the bonus points work anymore, if they even still do that for leading laps, because, like I said, I stopped watching with the stages, like, because they just mess with the points like crazy, and, yeah. Sorry, Johnson, just racing for a win here. Still like 30 laps left, and I could have kept drafting you. Okay, I don't know what it, I guess they're backing off because they're trying to switch to a different draft partner. That's probably what's going on. Anyway, I got a block up, and I just messed up the block, and now I'm gonna get passed. I guess I'll just stay with number 6 car, which I can't remember. remember who that is.
Still there.
Yeah, I need to get refamiliar, or more familiar with
Hold your line, got one inside.
these drivers and their numbers. Still remember when Harvick was like the number 29, like the Shell Pennzoil car, and then, you know, Kurt Busch was number 2 car.
Car there on the inside.
Like, at the time Kyle Busch was number 5 when he was in Hendrick. So that was a long time ago.
Careful, still there.
It'd been nice if you could be a Hendrick driver again, but
You got room, you're clear.
yeah, that's because I don't hate Kyle Busch. At one point, I didn't really like him. I'd like him better if he was on Hendrick, because pretty much my family likes Hendrick cars. I'm a Johnson fan. Had family members who rooted for Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jeff Gordon when they raced. And we got a caution. But yeah, so we're pretty much all Hendrick people. Anyway, let's see what this. I'm gonna up the tire pressure just a little bit. Let's go ahead and pit. I am not extremely familiar with the car setups and all, but I mean, I know the basics, like increasing the wedge makes you tighter and all. Leaf tire pressure, increasing it can cause you to have increased speed, which, I mean, it can harm you in other factors, but considering this is a super speedway and you don't have to worry about, you know, getting tight necessarily, like super tight, you should. Increasing the tire pressure is a good idea on these super speedways, I think. It's been a while. I've got to get more familiar with the car setups and all that. Anyway, let's see. We've got 23 laps fuel, so I guess, according to this, we're going to have to probably pit one more time close to the end of the race, but that could depend on whether or not we have enough cautions, if we could push it out toward the end. Oh dear. Ooh, no. That's not what I wanted. Hello, William Byron. You're in Jeff Gordon. No, that's Jeff Gordon's car. Okay, fine. You're a Hendrick guy, I know, but Jeff Gordon still belongs to 24, if you ask me. He wasn't the guy I rooted for, but because he was in Hendrick and all, he was my second or third favorite. So sad to see him retire, but he was ready for it, and I can respect that. I loved it if he came out of retirement like he did in 2016, those couple of races, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Still there.
Alright, so I'm falling back a little. I think these cars got...
Careful, still there.
I think these cars are reacting pretty well to the new tires.
Careful, still there.
Alright, yeah, there we go. Let's make a move here. Get on the... Let's try to get back to the lead, or at least behind the leader. Pulling a little bit far. Okay, Newman's the 6th car now. See, I really need to get more familiar, like I said, with car numbers and all. Oh, and I just gave up. Dude. That's just wrong. You do not push someone below the apron. That's just wrong.
You got room. You're clear.
Still remember 2008, I believe it was, when I think it was Reagan Smith, Talladega, the last Talladega race of the year. He went on the inside of Tony Stewart, but it was on the very last straightaway, but it was on the apron. I think Tony Stewart kind of forced him down there, but they got rid of. He would have had the win, but they disqualified him from the win because he went under the apron. I'm still mad about that decision. I mean, I don't hate Tony Stewart or whatever, but I still think that was kind of an unfair decision based on what I remember. I mean, I don't really care if Tony Stewart, Reagan Smith, you know. I didn't really have a preference for them, but still, considering that was, I think, his only would have been his first time winning. I think that was a little unfair what they did. Because I mean, Tony Stewart, from what I remember, basically forced him down there. But I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it. I gotta go back and watch the play of that. But yeah. But yeah, how it basically works on the super speedways is you're not allowed to pass below the apron, below the yellow line, for safety reasons. You can do that on other tracks, but on the super speedways, you have to. I think you have to yield your position, or you get black flags, which I believe means you go into the pits, like, or you have to go make a run through pit road or something. I think that's how it works, but it's been a while.
Careful, still there. Still there.
Anyway, looks like we're about 20 laps to go, so definitely over halfway, as you can clearly tell.
20 laps to go.
No, there's not a good angle to pass him at the moment. Maybe if I can find somebody who'll draft me. Or I could try. It's just because now we're both going to lose the draft. Although, actually, it looks like I got a draft partner right here, so that... Oh, no, don't you dare. Oh, you filthy. You... Fine, though. Yeah, just for that, you don't get to lead that lap. Oh, hello, Chase. Now, Chase Elliott's another guy I like. He's on Hendrick, and... Yeah. Who knows? Maybe after Johnson's done, maybe I'll root for Chase Elliott after he retires. I don't know. I gotta figure out who I might root for after Johnson retires, because I'll probably just go with a Hendrick person, but I don't know who yet. I'm thinking maybe... Also gotta see who would get the 48 car before I make that kind of decision. Maybe I can root for whoever goes in the 48 car, or maybe I can root for Chase. I don't know. It's too early at this point. Got 15 laps of fuel left. And it's about, looks like 17 and a half laps to go.
Careful, still there.
If I'm doing my math right. Or no, 16 and a half laps to go.
Careful, still there.
Or, no, 17. Okay, I can't do math. It's hard to think while you're in this kind of situation. Okay. No, it'll be 17 laps to go when we cross this line. Okay. Because we will have just completed 33 laps. So, yeah, 17 laps. See, it's kind of hard to think these things while you're while you're driving like this. Like, divided attention is a real thing. That's why. Another reason not to text and drive and whatnot. If thinking can do this to my focus, even on a video game, it's like thinking deep like that. Do that. Imagine what texting and whatnot can do. So yeah. Same thing goes just with talking. Like if you can't focus what you're doing, like you can't, you know, if you can't have a conversation and focus at the same time. I mean, it's probably best to limit the conversations, but that's just. Yeah.
Still there?
Good thing is, in this case, it's a video game, so even if I wreck, the worst that happens is I just get a little annoyed because I was just taken out of the race. But yeah. Anyway.
Inside.
Oh dear. Oh.
Hold your line, got one
Okay,
inside.
I'll forgive you for that, Chase, because you're one of my favorite drivers, so I'll forgive you for that.
Got a car
Hey,
coming
hey, hey,
inside
hey.
now.
Now, I'm not happy
You
with
got
what you
room,
just
you're clear.
did. Parker. I don't know, I don't even want to try to pronounce your last name, but yeah, that wasn't cool.
Still there. Careful, still there. Got one peeking outside. You're all clear up top there.
And yep, I am still not bored with this. You know,
Still there.
this is enjoyable. I like driving
You
on
got
the
room,
super
you're clear
speedways
there.
because like there's so many lead changes and all.
You got room, you're clear there.
I don't even know who this guy
Alright, you're
is,
clear there.
so I don't know if I should know at this point. I mean, obviously I should know, but I don't know. I'm gonna be embarrassed if I found out he's one of the rookies who's promised or is showing some talent, and I don't even know who he is yet. I don't know. I don't know the new drivers and some of the you know less common drivers that you see, like, because not everyone races every week. Most of them do, but there's quite a few who,
Careful, still
yeah,
there.
they have to qualify not just for position. They actually have to qualify to see if they can get in the race. And, yeah, I'm not happy with their new system.
You
It
got
used to
room,
be, I
you're
think,
clear
if you were
there.
in the top 35, you were guaranteed a spot. And back then there were 43 cars as well. Now they've lowered it to 40. But yeah, if you're in the top 35, I believe, you were guaranteed a qualifying spot in the race. And after that, you actually had to qualify to get in the race. Now I think they've made it so if you're on, like, I forgot what they call them, but if you're on like I think it's like 36 drivers are on these teams where they pretty much are guaranteed to race, which that's just sad if you ask me. Placing, like,
Car outside.
big teams over, actual driver talents, that's just ridiculous. So
Outside.
that's just going to prevent, that's probably going to prevent smaller, because, there's a time when these teams were
You got room, you're clear.
built from the ground up by, like, families and whatnot. Nowadays, it's going to be really hard to compete against these dominant teams because your drivers just can't seem to get into the race. So yeah, not happy with NASCAR on that aspect. And like I said, I'm also not happy with the stages and all. They need to stop changing the playoff system and all that, and the which playoff system basically you win and you're in for the most part, unless you like fall out of the top 30. But yeah, they keep changing it, so because yeah, for people who haven't seen NASCAR, they don't, yeah, chase basically the playoffs, the chase for the cup, and done that, I believe, since 2004, and they keep changing it every few years, and it's getting on my nerves because it's like, unfortunately, NASCAR's fan base has been kind of going down the past like decade or two, I think. And I think part of that might be because they're trying, like, they're taking away like some of like the aspects of what made it really good. Like, I wish we could go back to some of the older days of NASCAR. Now, when I say that, I mean like maybe early 2000s or mid, or like 2000, 2010, between 2000 2010 kind of thing. Because, well, I was not alive during some of the earlier decades, so yeah. But, so yeah, some people want to go back even further, like some people don't want the chase period, and I can respect that. I mean, it's kind of a matter of, do you value a person that does the best consistently, or do you value having an exciting down to the wire end of the season? And, well, considering a lot of other sports, they have their own playoffs. I mean, some people make that argument, but at the same time, that's one thing that is kind of nice about NASCAR is before they have the chase, rewarding the most consistent driver.
Got a car low now.
Right.
Clear low.
I don't know, but I'm alright with keeping the chase if they must, but I am really not happy with the stages. And I don't really like that they have the one race shootout at the end of the chase. Like, there's just too much luck based, and I just randomly went to the outside on accident. Now I'm gonna lose a bunch of spots.
Hold your line, got one inside.
Yeah, that one race shootout at the end. That's just, considering it's NASCAR, like, so much of it is also based on luck in addition to skill. Like,
Still there.
and you don't want to decide the top 4 spots in your season from one race like that. Like, if you're gonna do that, at least maybe whoever was ahead in the, right before that last race, whoever was like ahead in the points, maybe you could give them like a higher qualifying spot, just so they have some advantage. Because at this point, it's like you could win every single race of the season and not have any advantage in the last race. Like, you could literally win every race in the season, then come in second on the last race and not win the championship.
You're covered to the green. Be
And
ready here.
somehow I just fell back a whole bunch of spots. Probably because I took 4 tires, because I brainlessly did that, and that's probably going to cost me the race.
Stay on the bottom here. 5 to go, driver.
Yeah, I did not need 4 tires there. I think the rest of them took 2 tires, and I was absent-minded there. No, at least that means I should have a better car, but I don't think I have enough time. But we'll see. I mean, I've gained some. And you've seen it. I can gain quite a bit of spots on this. I gotta be kind of aggressive here. Just not too aggressive that I wreck someone else. No, I don't like wrecking other people.
All clear.
Alright, come on. Come on, Pack. Give me a little room. I need to get through. I am not coming in 27th because I messed up on the pit stop there. Alright, well, we got 4 laps left. I gotta, come on, get out of my way. Ugh, it's frustrating. Get out of my way.
Got one outside now. Top 3, use it if you need it. All clear. Still there.
No. Now they're... I may have just really messed it up. Yeah, because I don't think I'm going to catch up to... Winning, I think, is out of the equation at this point, but can I at least get into the top 10 here? Can I somehow pass enough cars to get to the top 10? I don't know, these cars seem to be running really well, that's the thing. Come on, I have 4 tires. They should not be running so much better than me. Okay, come on. Sure, I took 4 tires, but still, they shouldn't be running that well.
You're clear.
Alright, we got 2 laps here. Let's see if I can do something. Come on, William Byron. I know you're trying to be a draft partner, but I don't have time. I gotta get past you.
Stay low, stay low.
I would work with you if we had more laps, but we don't, so...
Still there.
Yeah, there we go. There's Chase Elliott. I wonder who's in the lead.
Careful, still there. Alright, let's go. White flag. Still there.
White flag, and I am not in a satisfying... I'm not in a satisfactory position, let's just say. I don't think I'm gonna... Unless I can do something in this last... back straightaway in the last 2 turns. Come on. Maybe I can get a run here. Come on, let's go.
Still there.
Let's go. Oh dear, I almost wrecked. I might still wreck. I think they're about to wreck back there. Ah, dadgummit, I'm gonna get 14th, aren't I? Yep,
It ain't a win,
14th.
but a top 20
Come on! And all that because of a careless mistake. I could have been in the top 5. Of course I make a careless mistake like that. Ugh. I gotta actually think and not just speak when I'm doing this. Ugh. Well, there you go. There's my first race, and and there's a wreck at the end. Yeah, that just stinks. I mean, 14th isn't bad for a first race, but still, that's just. If I hadn't absentmindedly taken 4 tires instead of 2 there, I could have done much better. Oh well. Anyway, thank you all, however many people ended up watching this. Thank you, and I'll see you for the next race. Till then, goodbye.